Coming up on News 11, the Relay for Life makes its return to SUNY Fredonia. Former President Donald Trump has pleaded not guilty to over 34 charges after his indictment. And in the entertainment world, multiple movies are getting trailers or are being announced. These stories and more, News 11 starts right now. Welcome to News 11. I'm Topher Elkins.
And I'm Andy Velez Davis.
And this week we're going to jump right into the stories. The American Cancer Society at SUNY Fredonia and the Department of Communication Associate Professor Mike Igo, a cancer survivor himself, will be hosting their 15th Relay for Life event on Saturday, April 22nd. This event will last from 2 p.m. on Saturday evening, the 22nd, until 2 a.m. Sunday morning, the 23rd. The cancer fundraiser is designed to unite the Fredonia and Dunkirk communities to celebrate and encourage cancer patients and remember those whose lives were lost. This event is one of about 6,000 relays across the country, and the organizers are passionate about doing their part to support those affected by cancer. All are welcome to attend as the organizers try to reach out to survivors, family, friends, and all those who have been affected by cancer.
Dunkirk Mayor Willie Rosas has offered the village of Fredonia assistance as the village continues to grapple with water issues. In a news release issued on Sunday, the mayor indicated that he asked Dunkirk Director of Public Works Randy Woodbury to prepare information to share publicly and highlight the opportunities that the city can offer the village. He indicated that the city, which supplies water to the North County Water District, could, in combination with the North County Water District, supply the village with about 1.3 million gallons of water every day and meet all of the village's typical daily water usage. Mayor Rosas said that this hybrid service would have an estimated rate of approximately $3.84 per 1,000 gallons of water delivered by the Vineyard branch line and an estimated rate of approximately $4.96 per 1,000 gallons delivered by the North County Water District's west and east trunk lines.
Chautauqua County Emergency Medical Services is authorized to purchase a used ambulance after losing one in a road accident back in January. During the most recent county legislature meeting, lawmakers agreed to purchase the 2005 Freightliner ambulance from the village of Fredonia for its Fly Car program. The ambulance will cost about $17,000. Around 3:30 p.m. on January 13th, a county ambulance collided with a sport utility an SUV in the intersection of Fairmount and Dunham Avenues in West Ellicott as it was responding to a call in the town of Keatone. It did not have any patients in the vehicle. Quote, "I'm grateful that we have this opportunity to make a bad situation into a positive one. I think we're going to use this equipment for the best purposes of it possible," said County Attorney Patrick Slaggy, and also said that the insurance from the initial accident will be used to help offset the cost for the used ambulance. According to County Executive P.J. Wendell, all of the county ambulances are used and often come from other municipalities. He said, quote, "Fredonia just purchased a new ambulance, I am told, so they had one that they could sell, and it worked out well for all of us," end quote.
The engine manufacturer Cummins is planning on investing more than $1 billion into its network across the United States. This investment includes the Jamestown engine plant. According to Cummins, the plan is to invest $452 million in the 998,000 square foot facility. This is to, quote, "produce the industry's first fuel-agnostic internal combustion engine platform that leverages a range of lower carbon fuel types," end quote. Cummins also plans to retain current jobs and also create new ones with this investment.
Recreational cannabis stores are getting ready to build and open their doors in Western New York as 3 people have been approved for recreational licenses. Conditional Adult Use Retail Dispensaries, also known as CAURD or CURDS, is now allowing business owners to legally open adult recreational use marijuana dispensaries. In order to be eligible for a license, applicants have to have owned a, quote, "profitable business and as well as have been personally or through a family member been convicted of a marijuana offense." Chris Alexander, the executive director of the Office of Cannabis Management, in regards to that quote said, The approval of these licenses will help expedite building a robust and diverse supply chain while also ensuring that individuals that have been disproportionately impacted by cannabis prohibition have meaningful opportunities to participate in the industry, end quote. In addition to Western New York, Central New York, the Mid-Hudson region, and Brooklyn all also have recipients with their first provisional licenses.
Western New York is doing its part to help Ukraine. Ukraine is now 2 years deep into the war after Russia's invasion. The Ukrainian American Civic Center hosted a pierogi fundraiser this past Sunday in hopes of helping Ukraine. The center sold traditional Ukrainian foods such as pierogis, cabbage rolls, pashka, sauerkraut, and sausage. Buffalo is home to a large Ukrainian population, and many Western New Yorkers made their way to the center to help raise some money. Proceeds went to the Ukrainian war efforts.
Gas prices in Western New York have once again jumped significantly overnight. The price now, on average, across Western New York is set at $3.49 a gallon for regular gas. It was 10 cents higher on Monday morning until it got switched to price-match competitors in the area. AAA released the latest breakdown on gas prices in the Buffalo area, which states that the current average is $3.46 a gallon. 1 week ago, the average was 12 cents lower, and a year ago, it was over $4 a gallon. AAA says that oil prices jumped overnight due to an announcement from the OPEC to cut oil production, resulting in higher prices at the pump.
Sabres fans got to meet some of the team this past Tuesday, but more importantly, they got to adopt some pets. The SPCA serving Erie County hosted an adoption event at the KeyBank Center Tuesday in collaboration with the Buffalo Sabres and with the Northtown Automotive Companies. Some fans who adopted dogs at this event were given 2 free tickets to the next Buffalo Sabres game. This incentive earned 7 different dogs new families. In addition to that, Northtown and Subaru donated a generous $34,000. The SPCA says this will go towards helping many more animals in the future.
Construction is wrapping up at the Albright Knox Art Gallery for an underground parking garage and a 30,000 square foot museum wing. The Buffalo AKG Art Museum is scheduled to open on May 25th of this year. Designed by Shohei Shigematsu, the new building incorporates numerous visitor amenities and has a wraparound promenade that usually connects the interior of the building with the surrounding areas. Frederick Law and Frederick Law Olmsted landscape. The project will more than double the number of works the museum can display at any given time, including adding state-of-the-art space for presenting special exhibitions. This will also radically enhance the visitor experience at the museum, creating more space for education, dining, and social activities. With a gift of over $62.5 million, Buffalo native Jeffrey Gundlach is the leading donor to the AK360 project.
On April 1st, Governor Kathy Hochul launched a new pharmacy benefit called NYRX. The program is said to improve prescription drug access and coverage for 8 million New Yorkers who are enrolled in New York State's Medicaid program. Under the NYRX model, New York State's Medicaid program will pay pharmacy costs directly, eliminating the need for managed care organizations to administer this benefit through the pharmacy benefit managers. The program is said to improve coverage for Medicaid recipients by opening access to more than 5,000 pharmacies statewide and will allow medical professionals to prescribe medications based on a uniform list that is less restrictive and governed by an independent public board of experts. Governor Hochul says, quote, "The transition to NYRX today is the best interest of the RHOSD, New Yorkers relying on Medicaid for affordable prescription medication," end quote. For more information on the NYRX program, visit health.ny.gov/NYRX. And when we come back, we have your national headlines, including an update on the Trump indictment. We'll be right back.
Local lowdown, what do you think of?
Well, when I think of the local lowdown, it's the live music that we have played in the studio.
It's gotta be the laughs we shared. The memorable moments during the whole thing. Oh my God, so fun.
The local lowdown for me is the people behind the scenes, the amazing team that we have making the show.
Oh, it's gotta be exploring all sorts of genres and music I've never heard before.
Oh, easy. Going out to shows and talking to artists and getting the latest news on what they have planned for the future.
It's about these artists, man. Giving them a platform to showcase what they've worked so hard on and show their music to the community. It's all about supporting the local scene of music to keep it running for years to come. And of course, the band merch. You can't forget about the merch.
Former President Donald Trump pleaded not guilty to 34 criminal charges filed against him in Manhattan criminal court on Tuesday. Trump arrived at the Manhattan District Attorney's Office earlier Tuesday afternoon, where he was placed under arrest and in police custody before the arraignment. The hearing was quick and routine, but it does represent a historic moment in the U.S., being that this is the first time a current or former president has faced criminal charges. The indictment returned last week by a grand jury against Trump is being unsealed Tuesday, providing the public and Trump's legal team with the first details about the specific charges he will face. Trump is slated to fly back to Florida following his court appearance and plans to hold a televised speech at Mar-a-Lago Tuesday evening. The next hearing date in the case is scheduled for December 4th in New York as of right now.
On Monday, hundreds of people gathered in Nashville demanding stricter gun laws. The demonstration comes exactly 1 week after the mass shooting at Covenant School that left 6 people and the shooter dead. The crowd appeared to be mostly middle school to college-age protesters, followed by parents, teachers, and members of the Metro Nashville School Board. March for Our Lives' youngest staff member says, quote, "But if legislators really wanted to protect our kids, they would take action against what is killing us every single day. So our message to everyone here today is we know we are not drag queens. We know it's not books that is harming children. It's guns, and we need action today," end quote. Tennessee Governor Bill Lee has said he wants to put armed guards in public schools. However, the protesters say they don't believe that would make schools safe, and it's better to address the root cause of the problem.
A new law aimed at reducing distracted driving in Ohio went into effect on Tuesday. It is now illegal for a person to hold a cell phone or other electronic devices while driving. The idea is to get people to stop watching videos or texting while driving. However, drivers can still make a phone call and text at a red light. Ohio Governor Mike DeWine says, quote, "This law will clearly save lives. There's absolutely no doubt about it. It will spare many families grief and sorrow that unfortunately many of our families have suffered in the last few years because of distracted driving," end quote. For the first 6 months that the law has been put into effect, Ohio officers will issue warnings. Violations will be issued starting on October 4th of this year.
Florida State Senate passed a bill that would ban most abortions in the state after just gestational age of 6 weeks or about 4 weeks of pregnancy. The bill would still need to pass the state's GOP-led House. It will include exemptions for women facing life-threatening harm while pregnant and victims of rape, incest, and human trafficking. Physicians who perform and actively participate in abortions could be charged with third-degree felony if it becomes law. The Heartbeat Protection Act passed the Florida Senate in a 26-13 vote.
Twitter's traditional bird icon was replaced with an image of a Shiba Inu, an apparent nod to Dogecoin, the joke cryptocurrency that CEO Elon Musk is being sued over. According to Reuters, the Doge logo appeared on the site 2 days after Musk asked a judge to throw out a $258 billion racketeering lawsuit accusing him of running a pyramid scheme to support Dogecoin. So far, it isn't clear whether the change is permanent or not. According to CNN Business, the price of Dogecoin, which is typically volatile, was up more than 20% over the past 24 hours to about 9 cents. It was traded just under 8 cents Monday morning.
A new Pew Research survey shows half of Americans support a government ban on TikTok. Only 22% oppose a ban, and the rest are unsure. As you might imagine, the younger you are, the more likely you are to oppose a ban. That makes sense given how popular the video sharing app is with teens and young adults. People who know about TikTok's connection to China are more likely to support a ban. The survey found 64% of Americans know a Chinese company owns the app. Also, Republicans are more likely to support a ban than Democrats. Now, when we come back, Chloe Kowalik will join us for the first time as our sports anchor, and Hunter Halterman will have this week's weather update. We'll be right back.
To Sofia and Gabriel, mis flores, my little flowers. Even though these old knees can't follow on your adventure to the forest today, these flowers represent my love. so you can take me with you wherever you go, near or far. These stitches and threads join us together. Me, your mother, and both of you. And wherever you see a flower, a bird, a beautiful tree, know that my love is with you as you bring our colorful stories to the world.
Make the forest part of your story at a park near you. Find one at discovertheforest.org.
There was an old woman who lived in a shoe. She had so many children, she didn't know what to do. She gave them some broth without any bread and kissed them all soundly and put them to bed. Hunger is a story we can end. End it at feedingamerica.org.
And welcome back. And now we're joined by a familiar face here at WYNF, but maybe not on this aspect of News 11. Chloe is actually going to give us our sports update for this week. Chloe, how do you feel about giving it before you start?
I'm so knowledgeable about sports. I got this. I'm a sports pro. I got this.
Absolutely.
I know
Full
sports.
faith. All right,
yeah.
let's start with
Okay, trust me.
local.
All right, ready? So the men's baseball team completed their first SUNYAC series on Sunday and Monday against SUNY Oswego. The Lakers seemed to be too much for the Blue Devils as they dropped all 3 games in the set. Game 1 of the 3 was the closest contest as Fredonia only lost 5-2. The Devils would be tied for 3.5 innings until Oswego scored 4 runs in a single inning. Offensively, Jake Wentland led Fredonia with 2 of the team's 7 hits. The other scores were 12-7 and 12-1. The baseball team was supposed to play today, however, that game was postponed due to weather. Next up on the schedule is Friday against Cortland. In Buffalo sports, the Sabres now statistically need to win out their remaining games as they suffered a loss against the fellow playoff contender Florida Panthers by a score of 2-1. Devin Levi made his second start, playing as well as anyone could have asked from the rookie, making 34 saves out of 36 shots. Dylan Cousins was the lone scorer for the Sabres as he scored a power play goal early in the first period. And lastly, this Monday crowned the UConn Huskies as the men's national champions for the NCAA basketball tournament. The Huskies defeated the San Diego Aztecs 76-59 and simply looked dominant through the whole tournament, winning by a double-digit average throughout the entire tournament.
See, I think you killed that. Like, you know, clean.
See,
yeah. Unnatural.
I know
It's
sports.
like, yeah, always.
Yeah.
So, okay. So I heard, are you a big Devin Levi fan now?
Well, see, my friend Sarah, who is
Yes,
our normal
of
sports
course,
anchor,
of course.
she told me that Devin Levi was very good looking. And so then I looked at a photo of Devin Levi that we found on Google, and she was not wrong. I'm just saying.
He's not a bad-looking guy,
Yeah.
but, and he's also really good at hockey, so I think that also kind of sells it, you know?
He has to be so good for every single next game that we play.
That is very
Yes.
true. I don't know how many of those games he's gonna play, but like really should be a lot.
I
of
think
them.
he can pull it together for us.
I hope he
honestly.
does. I really hope he does. But yeah. No, I think also I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little upset about the tournament. I loved the games except oh boy, we just got problems going on camera here, but it's okay. But no, looking at the tournament, I'm a little upset. Probably the worst bracket I've ever made because like how the whole like everyone like does it.
Yeah.
Also, I saw a thing. There was only like 6 teams that ever like 6 people that got it the Final Four correct.
Yeah.
But on that, we can actually now toss it over to someone who's done this role a lot of the times. Hunter, we're gonna toss it over to you for our weather forecast. What do you got?
Well, now you put a little pressure on it because you said I did it a lot of times. Good evening, Fredonia, and welcome to your News 11 weather report. And between the bouts of rain today, we got a first sense of spring with some warm weather. And honestly, it was very warm today, and so I dressed down a little bit, and I'm not sure if you can see it, but I got my shorts out for today. Tonight, we'll still be seeing some rain, but temperatures will remain in the 60s overnight. The next few days are showing that the weather is finally starting to break, and winter will be no more. Wait until next week and weeks after maybe. Tomorrow will be a high of 61 degrees with some clouds hanging in the sky. The low will be 40 and the rain should stay away both during the day tomorrow and in the evening. Wondering how this weekend is shaping up? I'll be back in a few minutes to tell you your weekend weather forecast. Back to our anchors at the desk.
All right, and when we come back, we'll have your international headlines, and we'll be right back.
This one's for the real ballers and shot callers, the sisterhood of women in tech. They're discovering cures, building apps, and programming the blockchain. They're CEOs, worldwide hustlers who can make it rain. They're tearing down the old boys club and seeing big gains. Because when women in tech come together, you know they make that change.
Every day,
millions of people are connecting
and even though we're overcoming obstacles,
watching each other's backs,
and banding together.
we should still make an effort.
We should still make an effort
to get to know each other.
On a deeper level.
Father.
Cosplayer.
Mentor.
Actor.
It's time we take a step forward.
It's time we take a step forward.
Come together
and discover
how accepting our differences
can make us stronger.
How prepared is your family if a hurricane shows up at your doorstep, or a flood, or a blizzard? You can't just turn away a natural disaster. That's why it's important to go to ready.gov/plan now. It has the tools and tips you need to make an emergency plan with your family. So if disaster comes knocking,
let's go.
You'll be ready to help keep your family safe.
It's just a pizza.
Yes. Make a plan today.
The first moon mission in 50 years is commencing in 2024. The Artemis 2 is what the rocket is called. It is named after Artemis 1, which launched in December with no crew, and the mission was deemed a success. The astronauts for the Artemis 2 were announced the other day. They are Reed Wiseman from Baltimore, who will serve as the commander of the crew. Victor Glover from California, a naval aviator who returned to Earth from his now space flight in 2021 after piloting the second crewed flight of SpaceX's Crew Dragon spacecraft. Christina Koch from Michigan is a veteran of 6 spacewalks, including the first all-female spacewalk in 2019. She holds the record for the longest single flight by a woman with a total of 328 days in space. Jeremy Hansen from London, Ontario, also the first Canadian to travel to deep space as a fighter pilot, who was selected by the Canadian Space Agency for training in 2009. The journey is expected to last about 10 days, and it will send the crew out to the moon and possibly farther than any human has ever gone into space.
Wall Street Journal reporter Evan Gershkovich appeals his arrest in Russia, according to a Russian state news agency TASS. TASS cited the press service of the Lefortovo court of Moscow, which took Gershkovich into custody last week. TASS reported quote, the court received a complaint from Gershkovich's defense against the choice of a preventative measure in the form of detention, end quote. According to the Wall Street Journal's website, Gershkovich covers Russia, Ukraine, and the former Soviet Union. Gershkovich faces up to 20 years in prison on espionage charges. No date has been set for hearing his appeal.
The country of Finland is preparing to enter NATO. Finnish voters have given a boost to the Conservative Party, preventing leftist Prime Minister Sanna Marin of another term. 5.5 million people shifted their allegiances significantly to parties on the political right as they seek solutions to rising state debt, inflation, and other economic problems. Petteri Orpo is likely to take over as the next candidate for Prime Minister. Russia's invasion of Ukraine is what prompted Finland to enter NATO. A NATO membership will require Finland to increase its defense budget. After a short break, we'll be back with your trending stories and one last look at the weekend weather. We'll be right back.
Most of my family, they never graduated high school or even let alone go to college, so I'm trying to break that barrier. Every day after work, went straight to school, studied hard, and it paid off. I could not have done it alone. I see the future is really bright for me. The high school diploma is just added to the confidence, and now I feel unstoppable.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
And there is no better world for us to honor the story than through the realm of music and dance, which is what we are at the core of who we are as Polynesian people, said Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson as the live-action version of Moana was announced during the Disney 2023 annual meeting of shareholders webcast. The animated film released in 2016 and was a smash hit for Disney as it showcased the first Polynesian princess and made over $680 million in the box office. The live-action film will be produced by Flynn Picture Co. with Auli Cravalho, the original voice of Moana in the film, and as one of the executive producers for the project. This film is still in its early development stage, but Johnson and many others have expressed their excitement and joy to be working on this project. As expressed by Johnson, quote, "I wear this culture proudly on my skin and in my soul, and this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to reunite with Maui, inspired by the mana and the spirit of my late grandfather, High Chief Peter Mavai, is one that runs very deep for me," end quote.
Months after Barbie Ferreira announced that the actress and model revealed the real reason she left the hit series, a move she called a mutual decision. In Monday's podcast episode of Armchair Expert with Dax Shepard, Ferreira said that both she and show creator Sam Levinson felt that her popular supporting character, the body-conscious Kat Hernandez, was no longer fit for where the show was headed. Ferreira added that it was actually really hurtful seeing fans' negative reaction to her character, who saw some and released a sidekick overshadowed by larger arcs of the show. Ferreira admits it was scary at first, leaving a franchise as large as Euphoria, but she quickly found other roles. Last year, she appeared in Jordan Peele's critically acclaimed science fiction horror Nope. She also is set to star in a remake of the horror film series Faces of Death, an Amazon Prime psychological thriller, House of Spoils, alongside Oscar-winning Ariana DeBose, and an upcoming drag comedy drama, The Young King.
And I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of biased about this story, so I'm excited about this one. But another highly anticipated movie is set to hit the big screen this summer. DC Comics' Blue Beetle will be released, starring the first Latino live-action superhero. Warner Brothers released the trailer, getting DC Comics fans quite excited as it revealed that the superhero Jaime Reyes will be played by Cobra Kai star Zolo Meridianoa. In the trailers, it shows Reyes comes in contact with an ancient alien artifact that has chosen him as its symbiotic host, attaching itself to its spine and giving his biomechanical blue suit of armor with extraordinary powers. This movie has a different twist, as superheroes usually keep their identity a secret from their family and friends, whereas Reyes' family members are the first people he transforms in front of as the Blue Beetle. In the original comics, Jaime Reyes is of Mexican-American heritage and lives in El Paso, Texas. This movie will be its third version of the Blue Beetle series, which was first introduced in 2006 as a part of the Teen Titans. Many fans who took to social media after the trailer's release to express their excitement and can't wait to see the movie this summer. I'm such a DC nerd that I love Blue Beetle, dude. I just love DC characters in general, and like, to be honest, the movies have sucked, and this is the first one I'm excited about. Like, I'm just gonna be honest. I'm excited for the Flash because that's my favorite superhero, and I'm excited about Blue Beetle. Like, those are just two, like, he's basically the DC version of Spider-Man. Like, in terms of like family stuff, actually dealing with as a teenager, like, he's the GOAT. I love him.
Flash would be your favorite superhero as a runner. That is such a you thing to say.
I liked Flash before I was a track kid. Let's just be very clear. I love the Flash, but all right. Now, jumping over to weather one last time. I did see a little bit of the forecast, so I'm a little bit more excited about this one, but please don't let me down, Hunter. What do you got for me?
Jumping right into your weekend weather, Topher, I am seeing that Friday is looking to be the coldest day of the weekend with a high of just 41 degrees. I might have to put my shorts away for that one. However, Friday gets us a little glimpse of sunshine and maybe even a little bit of happiness in our day. Friday night will drop down to 34 degrees, so you may just want to bring your coat if you happen to be going out. Saturday is likely going to be around 45 degrees and is looking to be partly cloudy. We can expect winds to be down, but the evening is going to be pretty chilly. Saturday's low is going to be just 29 degrees. And on Sunday, the sunshine returns with a high of 50 degrees. If you're looking to go outside for your weekend plans, I recommend to head out on Sunday. There doesn't appear to be any rain in the forecast. Sunday's low is likely to be 32 degrees. That's all I've got for you this week. Let's hand it right back over to the hosts at the desk.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little excited about it. Like, I just want the sunshine. Like, I don't care. Like, that's all I need. But all right, that does do it for this week's News 11. All right, and thank you to all of our. Sorry, I'm out of it today. Thank you for our entire behind-the-scenes crew.
And of course, thank you to everyone watching at home. Have a great night, Fredonia, and have a happy Passover and Easter weekend. Have a great night.
Yeah.